Well, hi there, folks. This is your host, ID Jester. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And tonight starts a wonderful 5E Forgotten Realms campaign. As you can see, we've got lots of great players that are joining us tonight for this. And we've been actually played a couple sessions together so far, but they're just like one-shots. And we all decided that it's time to actually put this together and play some Dungeons and Dragons on Roll20.net. So as you can see, we've got quite a few players. So the first thing we'll probably do here and is just kind of introduce the characters, and they'll kind of give you a little backstory or maybe some information about them. And hopefully we'll progress through this. And we'll be posting these videos on our YouTube channel so you guys at home can see what's going on. So how you guys doing tonight, first of all?
Good.
Yeah,
Good. Doing well.
All right, excellent. So, why doesn't Chris give us a little background information about his character? What are you playing tonight, Chris?
I'm playing a ranger.
A ranger. What race are you playing?
I'm playing as a human from the city of Alaska. And sorry,
I'm sorry, you broke up there for a second. I didn't hear what you said.
I'm playing a human from Alaska, and he's going to be an outlander.
Excellent. All right, anything we should know about Chris, or do you want to kind of role play that in?
I guess I'll go and tell you my backstory a little bit. Basically, Chris is a descendant of pirates who once ruled Luskin and was brought up a completely different lifestyle because of the spell plague that ravaged the world. And ever since then, Luskin has kind of like fell into ruin, and there's lots of demon worshippers and bandits roaming the streets, and that's where Chris kind of forged his skills. He's been raised on kind of fighting these bandits, scavenging for supplies, working on his bow skills, and when he turned 21. He decided to strike out on his own into the world to, find more loot and treasure. I mean, that's what this game is about, right? So basically, where we're going to start is in the Living City. So the way that Chris kind of got there was that he heard that there was a great brew at the Smokeworm Tavern. There's apparently an excellent stout that he wanted to try. So he wanted to check out there first. He just turned 21.
All right. Well, quite a great story you're introducing here with Chris, and we're going to see how that plays out through the adventure. Zero, why don't you give us some information about Zero there?
For sure. Zero is a wood elf monk. Not by choice. He actually was formerly a spy who was stripped of his rank when basically a government change happened and was exiled to a monastery. So the monastery has now closed, which is pretty uncommon, and so there's a bunch of, a monk left with no monastery just becomes a wanderer, I guess. So that's what's happening. So he's a wood elf monk with a criminal background due to the spy nature who has wandered into the city we are in.
All right.
So
sounds great. Excellent job on that. All right, who do we have? We have Grim Blackfeather, the brand new character who is not actually here tonight, folks.
Oh, I'm totally here tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the other one. I'm sorry. Ben. Let me first introduce Bendar Tandril. So he is actually not in the game tonight, and it's completely 100% my fault. We have been scheduling this game for the last couple weeks. We've been counting down the minutes. All of us are very excited to get this thing started. And at 4:14 this afternoon, my power goes out. And we didn't get it back on until about 10 minutes ago. So luckily for us, the 5 of the 6 players decided to stick around and hang out, which I duly appreciate. And they were very understanding, and for whatever reason, if Raleigh decided to come back on, and so we are able to play. Unfortunately, one of the players decided to call it a night early, But we'll deal with that situation later. Anyways, let's go back to Grim Blackfeather here.
So, Grim Blackfeather is a fighter. I guess I'll give a little bit of his story here. He's noble born, but a bastard son. So not really, he doesn't hold any noble rank, and kind of grew up in his father's household, being treated as a second-class citizen, and finally got tired of it, by the time he reached adulthood, and he joined up with a holy order to kind of distance himself from the nobility, which he felt were, petty and such, and eventually, he thought he'd become a cleric, but it turns out that he's not really suited for that line of work, and having been raised as a nobleman's son, training with a sword in the yard, he ended up becoming a holy warrior for Torm, and to get back to the mechanics, he is not a paladin, in case you are wondering. He is a fighter, but he serves the Loyal Fury in the city of Raven's Bluff.
All right. Great. You guys have really put some time and trouble into creating some really interesting characters and some interesting backgrounds. I know 5th edition, for you players out there that don't know, 5th edition really incorporates some background elements into your characters to give you some stat bonuses there, and really tries to blend in a whole rounded character as opposed to just stats and numbers and everything. So glad to see that these players are taking this serious and willing to put some time and effort into creating such wonderful and interesting characters. Liliana, am I saying that correctly?
Liliana.
I'm sorry,
Liliana.
Liliana.
Whichever you prefer. I am playing a girl, so good for me.
Excellent. That should be worth extra points right there. You're going out on a limb here.
Liliana is a sorcerer with the dragon blood line, so sometime within her family's past, she has a grandfather or a dragon as a great-great-grandfather or some such nonsense.
Uh-huh.
She is a noble born in Kayland, which is one of the 3 cities made up of Vesperin. And her noble house was a merchant's household, since in Kayland, money is more important than family.
Okay.
So she has come to Raven's Bluff because she has made a bad business deal using her family's wealth, and that has sort of ostracized her from being in her household. So she's trying to make amends and find some great opportunity to show that she can be reaccepted into the family.
Excellent. Well, Raven's Bluff is definitely the place to be for all of that information. That's great. All right, last but not least, Pyro.
Well, Pyro is a
Oh, I'm sorry,
halfling,
Pyro.
a halfling warlock. He, as soon as he discovered his knack for magical talent, he became a sage and tried to research and practice, become more powerful as a wizard. He usually contributed by being an astronomer of sorts, and eventually, after working like that for a while, he's just gazing into the night sky when suddenly a big flash of light appeared, and he had visions of some unfathomable beast, and when he woke up, he discovered his powers were very accelerated. And through a few years of looking around, he finally got a tip that some information of this could be found in Raven's Bluff. And here he is.
Excellent. Well, for those people at home that are watching and checking out this brand new 5th edition campaign, as some of the players have mentioned, we are going to be starting in the city of Raven's Bluff, if I can adjust this map properly. Fortunately, I was able to actually find a very old document, which you are looking at here as the map. This is the actual Raven's Bluff map from 1978, I think it was, that they had said. So Yes, we had actually found the actual city the players are starting in. This city is very famous for many different reasons throughout the Forgotten Realms. There's been several books written about this city, and it has some interesting lore and history that goes along with this city that we are definitely going to be seeing throughout this campaign. So, just to catch up everybody and the viewers at home, I'm going to be loading up a brand new map here. We're just going to be looking at this map, basically. I don't need to move your characters over there. So as we had mentioned here, the new country of Vesperin is located right here in the center of the map. And Vesperin is basically made up of Caldwit, Tantarus, and Raven's Bluff. We'll move our thing out of the way here. And the party is starting in Raven's Bluff for their own purposes and their own reasons. The reason I'm showing you guys this map is because there's been an addition to the map, as you can probably see. Just south of Raven's Bluff, there is a new town on the map known as Bareem. It's on the edge of where the mountains, the Earth East Mountains, come together with the Sea of the Fallen Stars. Do you guys see that okay?
Yep.
All right.
Uh-huh.
The reason I'm showing you kind of general directions and everything is because I had worked out with one of the players a great introduction to our campaign. And guess which player it is? It is the player that isn't here tonight. So we won't be able to use that introduction anymore, obviously. So basically, instead of us, hey, oh, everybody just meets in a bar and we just hang out and, oh, look, hey, somebody's looking for something to happen. We're going to have this really cool introduction, and basically instead of the DM wanting you to do something, one of the other players was going to ask you to do something. But since he's not here tonight, we're going to have to kind of alter that information, okay?
All right.
So, I apologize for that again. You know, if it's going to start off really crappy, the only thing that can go up in this campaign, it can only go up. It can't go any worse, right? So, I mean, you know, we got off to a 2-hour late start. The player that needs to be here isn't here. You know, it's perfect. It's great. So basically, what was going to happen is that player was basically going to be putting up a sign around Raven's Bluff, and there are quite a few signs for this area because let's face it, it's kind of an underhand city, and there's a lot of backwater, you know, underhand dealings, and there's always people looking for something, and you know, there's always some story, some fable, something about, oh, if you come to this city, you'll be, you know, rich or famous, or, you know, fill in whatever your character's desires are here, okay? And so that's kind of, you know, based on your background and stuff. You're in the city and you're kind of looking for answers to your background, or maybe to make amends, or for whatever your reason is. And so you're thinking maybe one of the best things you can do is actually make a name for yourself, is to help out some of the local folk, try to get them, you know, get them to get some good words about you and get feeling good for you. And so you've been doing some odd jobs around the city for a while, and just trying to make a name for yourself, trying to get the feel of the city, try to get the layout of the land, find out who you can trust, who you can't trust. Is there anything that anybody is specifically trying to do that I need to be aware of at this point?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So you basically reply back to this posting about one of the local temples in. Let's see here. I will get my little freehand thing here. So over here, I'm kind of drawing it in purple here, is the Dwarven Temple of Mordrin. And the priestess there, you've kind of made friends with her. She's kind of sending you on some odd jobs here and there. And, she seems like somebody that maybe you could trust. She's always been real good to you, paid you pretty well, kind of looked over after you, if you had any questions or problems or anything. And if I could find her counter, I would, of course, bring it onto the map and show you what she looks like. She's a dwarf, of course. You don't know too many dwarven priestesses, but she seems to have pretty high regard in the town and the local church as somebody that's really, outstanding, willing to do anything to help people out. Kind of almost you think of her as like your grandmother. She's really old, and she braids her hair back, but for whatever reason, there's this one little strand that like sticks up, and because she's always doing like busy work and stuff. She's not like one of these sit on the throne type people. And I'm still having problems finding her character.
Did you upload the token to your image library?
We'll just use this one for right now. Hopefully I'll find the other one. Oops, and of course I uploaded it to the wrong layer. Token layer. Here we go. Alright, so you've met this lady here, and basically she kind of, individually, you don't really know one another, but, kind of, she might say, hey, I got somebody I want you to meet. So, you might meet, like Grim might meet Chris and do a little job with Chris, and then Piro and Zero might, go across town and pick up some supplies or deliver some medicine. So you kind of don't know one another, but you kind of seen one another around the town and such at this point, okay?
All right.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so she basically talks about this, she kind of gets out that map that I had showed you earlier. It's not quite that big a map, and she kind of pulls it out and says to you that, she's really looking for, some help. She had sent some priests to this dwarven city named Barim a couple weeks ago, actually a couple months ago, and they were just there on a peaceful mission to spread the word of the dwarven gods. And since it's a dwarven town, try to let them know about the powers of Mordrin and what he can do to help them, and kind of gain some following in the city and such. Take some supplies up there, and spend a couple months just hanging out and trying to help the local folk. And then they were supposed to come back, and they were due a couple weeks ago coming back, and she hasn't heard or seen anything from them. And she doesn't think there's anything wrong with that, because every once in a while those missionaries get involved in what they're doing, and they don't have time to come back, type thing. And so she was wondering if you guys would just take some supplies to the city, and just check on the priests that are there and make sure everything's okay, and see if there's anything they need. And she was willing to pay you guys 25 gold pieces each. It shouldn't take you but like maybe 6 or 7 days travel to get there maximum. And she wanted to know if you guys would do that for her.
Piro would.
Zero definitely be willing. Nothing else going on.
Okay. All right, so you basically all decide, yeah, okay, so that sounds good. Do you have any questions for or anything? She's basically, she's going to give you a mule, a pack mule, and she's going to load some supplies on it. And, and the pack mule will carry all the supplies, so you guys don't need to worry about that. And, of course, she asks you if there's anything that you guys need for the trip. She does show you in the pouches that adorn the back of the donkey. She shows you a secret compartment. And inside the secret compartment is 2 potions of healing, 2 potions of cure disease, 2 potions of cure poison. And she says, obviously, if you need these, they're secretly hidden in here, so you guys can use them. But they're really meant for the city in case it's, the town you're going to. But of course, if you guys need them for whatever reason, feel free to use them. But if you don't need them, then, we're trying to send up the supplies, obviously, to the city up there. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
I think
How,
with the amount of. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, how long did I miss how long she said this would take for us to go down there and check it out?
She assumes. I'm just going to move you back to the other map so you guys can get your bearings again. It's probably going to take you about. Kind of zoom in a little bit here as well. You can see if I move the player location thing, it's basically you're going along the plains there until you get to the edge of the mountain. Then it's kind of like a beachy area that follows along between the mountains and the water there. And then the town is up there on the side of the mountain. So she's thinking, maybe 4 or 5 days to go across the plains, and then maybe another day or 2 to get across, across the beach to where the town is actually located.
All right,
Sorry,
so
what
it's not on
town
the
was it?
water. Bareem, the new one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Bareem, right? I think I can ping. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's kind of just an open plains. It's not going to be it's not a busy travel. There won't be any roads or anything like that. She's never been there, so she's just not sure. She knows that obviously going over the mountain would take much more time than just going along the plains and going across, the little bit of beach area till you get to the actual town. She had thought about securing a boat for travel, but it could be a couple days before she gets a boat, and then it's still going to be a couple days travel on a boat, depending on the speed of the boat and the cost and stuff. So she really couldn't find anything that's affordable at this point. So if you guys would just go across land, of course she'll give you each a week's supply of rations for free. To supply your needs for the journey, so you guys won't need to spend any of your own. And then she's willing to pay you 25 gold pieces each, just to basically deliver the supplies to Bareem, and just check on the priests that are there. And then if the priests that are there need any kind of assistance or whatever, talk with them, and they've got funds set up to kind of.
And the deal can be renegotiated.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if you arrive to the city with the supplies, your job's done. You can walk away at that point. Now, if the priest there wants you to help with anything, hey, help us do this, they have their own funds there that have been supplied to them. So yeah, once you arrive to the city, that's all she's asking you to do.
Okay. Do we know what? Why did Bareem spring up in such a short amount of time? I'm assuming it's only been here for 50 years or something?
No, it's actually less than that. It's only about maybe 15 to 20, and it's not well known. And basically, the only reason it started is it's a dwarven, kind of an outpost there. The dwarves just started. There's quite a big dwarven following here throughout the mountains of the Earthspire Mountains and, of course, the Earthfast Mountains. And they decided that some of the dwarves would have a little outpost here that they could kind of have at the edge of the water to kind of monitor and see things coming and going, so they know if there's any problems or anything like that. And started being a really good location so that ships coming from Pro Camper, which is just southwest, they could stop in there and pick up supplies or drop off supplies and then head inland. And the ships going out, it's kind of like their last stop before they head out into the sea. So it just started growing up from that, just from having people, arriving and, hey, I might just make a living here. And, hey, they need some work and building some docks and some ships and, stuff like that. So it kind of just started sprouting up from there.
All right. Well,
Any
that
other
definitely
questions?
sounds like a city where Liliana would love to have some weight.
Chris goes where the gold goes.
There you go. All right, so
I have one more thing. Sorry,
sure,
before
go. No, absolutely, take
before
your
you
time.
agreed to send us, I'm pretty new to this city. Just kind of came out of the wilderness, and it would be really helpful traveling through it, just in case we needed it. If I could acquire a short sword, or even a front of the money for the doing the task.
I think she's paying us up front because she's not paying us to come back.
Yeah, she'll give
she's
you
not
the
making other
25
people
gold
pay us.
pieces right now. So I mean, if
Oh,
you
okay.
want to go around town and spend your 25 gold pieces before you leave, that's fine. If you guys want to buy anything, she's even willing to give you some items of value of 5 gold pieces or less for free, basically. If you need some arrows or you need something like some boots or whatever, you just get a few items that she's willing to give you. Obviously, we're not going like back to school shopping where, oh, I need this, but I mean, if you guys need a couple things, just go ahead and write them down in your character sheet, and that's not a problem. And of course, she gives you the 25 gold pieces right up front. So,
Well, then the two things I'm looking for if I needed to buy would be a short sword and a set of thieves' tools.
Okay. Let's see what the prices on said items are, shall we?
The short sword's 10 and the thieves' tools are 25 in the player's handbook.
All right, so you
Do
can.
you have 10 or do you have 35?
I do, yeah. The criminal background starts with 10, and if she's paying
Alright.
25.
You're gonna be penniless when
No,
you arrive.
I'm a monk. I'm used to being penniless.
So yes, you could spend your 35 on these items, no problem. No problem at all.
Great. I will do so.
Anybody else have any issues with buying or supplying
Chris
themselves?
wants to get a small flagon or a horn of the ale that he heard of
Okay.
over here in Raven's Bluff.
Okay.
Because he wants to get drunk tonight. Because this is his 21st birthday.
It's 21st birthday.
I suggest that maybe you could drink when we get there, so you're not drunk while we're traveling.
That's the plan. That way I'll have more gold for more beer.
Might go stale on the way there.
So do you want to stay the night then, or do you want to travel out?
If
We
it's like in the afternoon, morning, as long as it's not past 5 or 6, I would say we should go now.
Yeah, I
what
would
time?
agree. There's nothing holding me here for the day.
Yeah, we can leave.
Okay.
Time is money, after all.
That's what they say. That's what they say. All right, so I'll just put you back on the other map here, and this way I can gather your tokens up. By the way, the other character that's not here tonight is following along with you. Because I don't, as we talked about previously in our one-shot encounters, I don't like having people just disappear and reappear and stuff. I mean, if the player decides to leave the group, that's one thing, but if he's not here for a session, I'm going to keep your character in the group. Okay?
Okay, so we got Bendar along with us.
You do.
Before we leave Raven's Bluff, I want to go to the Temple of Torm, which I'm kind of based out of, and tell the father that I'm leaving and all that, and so they don't just wonder where I up and went.
Peace be with you, my son. May Torm watch over you as you guide your path.
And you, Father, and before I turn to leave, I'm gonna leave 5 of that gold pieces that I got paid. It's kind of a little bit of tithe.
My son, someday, the offering that you give us now, we will give you back tenfold.
I nod to him and go to gather up the rest of my things in my pack and all that from the little cell I have. Then get ready to head out.
Okay. Upon hearing that it is Chris's 21st birthday, a delivery comes for you at the temple, and it is some very special wine, as a matter of fact.
Oh boy. I'm gonna rip it open and I'm gonna take a swig.
It's very good old elven wine, very good quality.
I'm gonna pass it around to my comrades and say, may this be a toast to our adventures and many bounty to come.
Absolutely.
Hero politely declines.
Liliana will take a modest swig before passing it around.
Never trust a man that doesn't drink.
There you go. There you go.
Zero partakes happily.
All right. So you're all kind of swigging a little bit, and it's kind of early in the day, but you decide to go ahead and head out. And I'll just switch you back to the overland map to kind of show you how things progress here. Oh, I have to actually go on the other overhead map as well.
Just kind of as a little bit of description for since we've kind of seen each other around the city or whatever. You guys have probably seen, that when he walks around the city, he's got, chainmail and kind of like a very, tidy uniform look with a short sword at his side. But when he comes back out of the temple to kind of meet back up with you guys again, he's holding like a big old guard's halberd that you would see somebody standing watch with.
This is Grim, right?
Yeah, this is Grim. Sorry.
Okay, great, thanks. No, you're good. Still trying to learn everybody, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you head out, and as you travel, oh, the TM rolls a natural 20 right off the bat. Did you guys actually see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ah.
That means good things, right?
The GM.
Stumble upon a magic sword.
Tries to kill you.
A dragon.
Anyway, what happens?
Actually, as you're headed out of town, one of the people that you have known, one of the merchants, comes running out at basically after you guys, and it's like, hey, I hear you're headed up to Brim. Could you take something up there to my niece? It's very, very important. Very, very important. If you could take this up, it's my niece's 18th birthday's coming up, and I want her to have this. He just has like this little plastic doll. It's kind of wrapped up in some papers.
Oh, Chris happily takes it. He's like, if I get to meet an 18-year-old girl, count me in.
Oh yes, she'll be just your type. She's available too. So yes, definitely meet up with her. You
How do
can.
we find the last?
Yes.
Liliana will say.
Yes. The Old Owl Inn. Yes, you want to go to the Old Owl Inn just as you walk into the town. That's where my niece's mother works at the Old Owl Inn, and she'll if you give it to her, that would be great. And then maybe she'll hook you up and let you meet my niece.
I'll lean over to Chris and mention under my breath, I wonder how he knows we're headed to Bareem.
I'll lean over. Does it matter? There's a hot young lass just waiting for me.
Ignoring the two in the back, Liliana will also ask, what is this fine young lass's name?
Her name is token number 27. No, that would be too easy, wouldn't it now? Her name is Celis. Celis Rumblethar. Celis
Rumblethar.
Rumblethar.
What race is
What race is this guy?
urchin?
Yeah.
He's a gnome.
I'm guessing like gnome or half.
He's a gnome.
Yes,
Yes, he's a
okay.
gnome.
Everything makes sense now.
Oh, that's great. You just agreed to date a child.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
There's
18
grass
for a gnome.
exactly.
His mother's under his breath. What if there's grass in the field? We play ball.
Ah, there you go. So, yeah, so you're heading out of
Before this
town
man
here.
leaves,
Yes?
I don't think there's like a knowledge nobility, but do I know of this man? Is he like
Um,
a merchant of any well means, or is he just
he's
an
just
apple
one of the
farmer?
he's just one of the merchants that you had bought some supplies from and maybe made a delivery to, or you seen him walking, around on the street and stuff like that. And he was
All right.
you seen him, he's kind of just up the street from where the temple was, and maybe one of his people had overheard, you guys talking with the priestess, and maybe one of the actual priests in the temple had told him, that you guys were headed up there. Or maybe even that they were looking for people to go up there. Maybe you just put two and two together. You don't think there's anything suspicious about, this guy. I mean, he's not underhanded or anything like that. You bought some supplies from him. He's been a pretty good guy.
What's up? I just got home.
Hey, there you are.
Oh, that,
Oh,
Nice.
How's it going, Broman?
Not too bad. Just ran to the grocery store, the old Target.
Oh, there you
A
go.
little bit.
Well,
I
welcome
think we're
back.
done with the
Hey,
introduction.
apologize for not being here. I was like so bummed out. 4:14 today, my power died completely. The neighbor across the street's a fireman, and he got on his little walkie-talkie thing, and I guess one of the transformers up the street blew, and the neighbor called the house or called the fire department because they were smelling smoke and stuff. So they basically shut down the whole substation until they could get everything worked out and figured out. And at first they had posted 7:30 that they were going to have it back up on the website, and then they changed it to like 9:30, and it's just, I'm like, of all days, we haven't lost power here in my city since 2 summers ago. It's been literally 2 years, and so apologize for not being here early, but that's just the breaks I go, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and catch him up with where we're at in the story right now.
All right, just a 30-second intro here. They had talked to that priest that me and you had talked about taking them down to the city of Bareem.
Phil?
Phil?
You never actually told me his name, so I just assumed it was Phil.
No, it wasn't
I
Phil.
like it.
It was a
Felina.
Felina. It was a female dwarf.
Ah.
Yeah. So she kind of sold your thunder and kind of talked to them about what you were going to talk to them about. So they
I
all
did send you
agreed.
a picture of the thingy.
I probably got it in my inbox waiting for me to get it, because
Oh.
if you send it after 4 o'clock today, it would have been waiting in Never Neverland for me to get power
I
back.
sent it at... Hold on. Oh, where is it? I sent it at 3:14. So that would be like...
Today?
That would be 6 something your time, I think.
So you did not get it. Do you want to do a quick intro of your character? Just tell us a little bit about it. The rest of us already did. And you're traveling with us at this point, so we can just kind of jump straight back into
I'm
it.
assuming I'm going to be playing the fighter.
Is that what you finally
that's
decided
you.
to do?
Well, I rolled a fighter and a rogue because I wasn't sure.
I think you have your rogue now.
I have them both rolled. Like, they're both 100% ready to go.
Well, pick
Oh.
one.
The one in the characters, like the journal, is already the warrior, right?
Yeah, but
So you
I
might
could
as
just
well.
change them slightly. And then it'd be the rogue. Because is anybody playing, like, a fighter or something?
I'm playing a fighter, but I'm polearm strength based, so we're kind of different.
I guess I'll play this guy for now, and then...
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, we get to the city
do
and you
that.
decide, hey, I don't want to play this character anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
we can switch him out or something. But just for tonight, since we got such little time. We're behind schedule. Let's just keep with what we're doing, okay?
I can share the poster again if you want. Might be a little late now, but
Yeah, let's
look
just.
it up
Yeah, that's
here.
fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. So, as I mentioned, you guys are headed off to Bareem there. And after first day and first night, as you leave the city, it's you're kind of headed out in a direction that most normal people don't head. I mean, most people when they leave the city are going to travel down the river to some of the little villages up the river, or they're going to leave by boat out into the ocean and stuff. You guys are kind of headed almost directly south into like a plains area. You see some farmers out there. There's a few farmhouses and stuff. But as farther you get from Raven's Bluff, after about say 15 miles, you're kind of out in the wilderness. You're just in a big open plains area. So this goes by for about 4 days, and you've made some pretty good time and haven't run into any problems. The donkey you have with you is named Tess, and he's very well behaved, and he's kind of been trained to follow. You guys don't have to kind of watch what he's doing and stuff. He just follows along with you guys. He carries the supplies. At night, you just kind of let him roam around and eat the grass, and he's happy as a peach. He doesn't wander off or anything like that. He kind of stays by you guys. Um, Anything else anybody's doing as the traveling's going along? Obviously, you guys are all communicating. You're talking kind of, hey, where you been? Or, how
So
old are
basically,
you?
while I was gone,
Or,
the group just kind of got together and started.
Yes.
All right.
I'm talking to the donkey telepathically, so no one thinks I'm weird.
Oh yeah.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Just staring
doesn't know
at
what
it
I'm saying.
really hard.
Yes.
Chris looks over to the monk and looks at him and is like, "Hey, the monastery. No women or alcohol. What's that like?"
After about 100 years, you stop thinking about it.
That really, really is depressing.
So it's nice to be out of the monastery, but trying to get used to the strangeness of I guess what most people would call normal is
The strangeness of life
proving
on the
different.
outside.
You know what we're gonna do for you, monk? When we get to the city, we're gonna find you a girl.
Let's keep this PG. Anyway,
Eh,
Anyways, we will see when we get there. They always say that, right? I'm just finalizing things here.
Yep. Is he breaking up in?
Say that? What? Me? You guys hear me okay? Let's hope not.
this guy going crazy.
All right. This should be better.
There we go. Sorry about that, folks at home. Had a little issue with our voice communication there, Skype. Is everybody back?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Some minor
Yep.
technical issues.
Yeah, it's better if I host it anyways, because if
Yeah.
the other player has to go earlier or something, this way we can keep going. So what I'm going to be doing here is moving you over. You guys should be getting a new map loaded up with all of your wonderful characters.
Of note,
Oh,
I guess. in case
That
it's
is
important.
something. Liliana will be as far away from the donkey as possible.
Okay. Well, you guys should have access to all of the items on the screen. The tents, the logs, the campfire. You are basically decided to camp here for the night. As I mentioned, it's the end of the fourth night of your journey, and you know, it's getting about an hour before sundown, and so you guys decide to start making some camp here. So if you guys want to go ahead and set it up, however you want, guys should have access to be able to move all the items around.
I don't
Did
have
they
a token
provide
on
us
here, by the way.
tents on the donkey or something?
Those are just the supply crates that he's been carrying around.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't have my token by the way.
Okay. Let me give you access. Probably is a rule violation with your. Let me make sure. I've got it. Yeah, I got it on all players.
What token are you talking about?
Talking about Brendar?
Bendar.
Ben,
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
there it is.
Okay.
We're good.
Bendar. Okay, that's what I thought.
He's in here.
You guys should have access to your characters, yes, and all the tents and the wood, and so if you guys want to just arrange your items and put yourselves in your tents and come up with a sleeping order that you guys have
These
probably
like
talked.
Make the logs like around the fire a little bit. Little seating
Yeah,
arrangement.
little campfire.
Do we have anyone who's like a caster and has limitations on their sleeping schedule?
Liliana will want 8 hours of sleep.
Aren't you an elf?
She's a half elf, buddy.
Oh,
Half
I'm
elves
sorry.
don't get
Same thing.
fancy stuff.
Zero, on the other hand, is an elf, so he's willing to take watch most of the night.
Okay.
Is it still kind of light? Like, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you still guys, you got an hour or so before it starts getting, the sun goes down completely. So, and then you get that little hour after where it's kind of the afterglow of sunset type thing. So, I mean, no, it's not completely dark yet.
So Grim is willing to take whatever watch is needed, but he prefers the last watch so that he can watch the sun come up and all that for kind of say his daily prayers and all that. Since he will be awake then anyways.
Zero offers to take first watch.
Chris will take mid-watch. He usually is a light sleeper.
Well, we only need 2 watches, and then Zero can take over.
So we got first watch and last watch basically, and then Zero in the middle.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's fine with me.
Oh yeah, that could work. Yeah. Well, no, because don't you need to trance for 4 hours straight?
Let me double check.
It's usually 4 hours straight. So
Yeah. So he either has to do.
you have to
first or
meditate 4 hours consecutively to get your rest. So yeah, either go first or last with your meditation, I guess. And that's assuming you only want to have one person up in the middle of the night as well.
Well, I don't know if you all can see in the dark, but if we have an option for our elf to be up for half of the shift, I'm thinking that I guess Grim will take first watch because it's still light out and getting darker or whatever, so he'll be more useful for longer.
I'm going to go ahead and make the area dark again and basically kind of show you. You won't be able to see anything yet. Just be patient.
In comes the dragon.
So, assuming your campfire's there, you probably could have, about that much of light from your campfire. Okay?
Alright.
And is that assuming dark vision?
Dark vision gives you could see 60 feet, yes. So 60 feet is, obviously with those people with dark vision would have,
Significantly more.
yeah, significantly more, correct.
Okay, got it.
Also,
humans.
dark vision also is in 5th edition is low light and dark vision put together, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yes.
Do we have like a random event happening during the night that we need to know who's up for?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So, do you want to... So I guess I'll be on first watch, so...
And Liliana will go to sleep first.
All right, so if you're not on first watch, then go ahead and put yourselves in your tents so I know who is up for first watch here.
Whether I'm on watch or not, I'm probably just gonna stay up for 2 hours and read, since we have plenty of people.
Okay, if
So
you're
I'll be awake.
not in bed sleeping, then you can be out.
So who's taking second watch?
Bendar will help on second watch.
I'll set up first watch since Bindar is going to be up. Second watch.
All right, so it'll be Grim and I, then Bendar and Kriz, and then Zero.
All right, let's do this.
Alright?
Whatever doing that means.
Yes. Whatever it is, it will be done.
All right, so the first hour goes by pretty uneventful, and now it is getting dark, and another couple hours goes by, and it is pitch black, and just stoking the fire for those of you that are up. The other players are now asleep. So second watch, who's on second watch?
Kriz and
Kriz.
Bendar.
All right, so if you're not on second watch, go ahead and hey now, don't be sharing them tents.
How long are these watches? Just sorry.
2 hours.
Okay. I'm on all of the watches but the last 4. Does that make sense?
The last 2, because each watch is 2 hours. So.
Yeah, the last 2.
Yeah. All right. Zero, you up?
No,
Yes.
he's meditating.
Okay.
Well, these are 2-hour watches, and we're sleeping 8 hours.
Assuming you're sleeping 8 hours, yes.
It's been 2 hours. So.
It's been 2, so I'm still awake. I'll meditate the last 4 hours.
Whoa, wait.
I think we were under the impression that you were gonna cover the last 4 hours of watches.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever makes the most sense.
All right, so
Under the tent.
Zero, you're probably asleep. Yeah, we'll just assume you first watch you were sleeping, okay?
Okay, great. So I'm sitting.
I mean, once we get this worked out, everybody will know. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This, and then we'll have it for next time. So,
Yeah.
Sorry.
all right. So second watch. All right.
Ooh.
Hello, second watch.
Hello, second watch.
Right
Hello.
about here.
So, whoever's up for second watch, give me a
Perception.
no, give me a so this is basically what happens. It's everybody's kind of sleeping, hanging out. You guys are up watching. You're kind of taking, kind of, just. Of course, you're watching, trying to peer out in the darkness to make sure nobody's coming. You're looking for lights on the horizon. You're stoking the fire. I mean, you're doing everything, to keep everybody safe and keep yourselves safe. And the mule's kind of just sitting there hanging out. Suddenly, he kind of sits up, and he kind of see him look at him, and then you see him looking at you guys, and then he's kind of like scanning the horizon. So what I want you to do is give me either a perception check or a insight check, which would be what do we got for insight here? Yeah, okay, it's still in there. I wanted to make sure, just so you can perceive what you think is going on.
21.
Sorry if I ask the question now. I'll know for the future. When it says the elf meditates, they remain semi-conscious. Does that mean I take perception checks in these situations too, or not?
You're not really paying attention. You're just kind of awake.
In normal situations, if like. What my thought on that is, okay, I'm like meditating, so I could hear things, like if a fight starts, or if somebody yells out, "Hey, we're under attack," or something. If you hear maybe something, some sticks breaking in the, somebody's footprints, thumping through the leaves or whatever, you could probably hear stuff like that. In this case, you're not really looking at the mule to analyze what he's actually doing, if you know what I mean.
For sure.
So,
Okay, great. I was just trying to see how that's interpreted.
yep. Good question, though. Good question. All right, so Bendrar, you kind of noticed the mule, and he's very peaceful. You guys have been feeding him, petting him. Just he seems like one of the group right now. You guys have been hanging out the last 4 days, and then he sits up and kind of looks at you guys, and then kind of like starts looking at the horizon, and then he actually stands up, and you get the impression that he is like sensing something in the darkness. So that's what you see, Bendar. So you can just tell me what you want to do there.
I'm gonna try to listen, see if I can like hear anything going on. You said it's like over here.
You're not really sure. The mule just kind of scanned to the left. He looked to the right, and he looked at you guys. So you're not sure. He's just kind of all of a sudden he just kind of got real agitated.
I'm just gonna see if I can hear anything going on other than
All right.
normal.
Give me a perception check.
11.
You do not sense anything out of the ordinary. And you're kind of scanning and you're kind of thinking, Chris, now that you see the mule stand up, give me a perception check as well, just to see if you if you recognize or hear anything out of the ordinary here. Here it comes. It's a 9. So neither one of you hear or see anything, but suddenly, obviously your checks weren't good enough, but do.
Those
Large
A huge, massive swarm of goblins come around the corner, come out of the darkness, and kill you, and you all die.
Oh my
And
God. Oh
that's
God.
it. Yeah, you guys
Well,
lose.
good
I
game, guys.
win. Woohoo!
Well, good game, guys.
Yep. GG. GG.
It's a cool trick, the multiplying giant goblin.
So you guys have played a couple sessions with me. You guys probably know that your first encounter in a campaign, in normal situations, he's either going to be what? A kobold or a goblin, right? My campaign, it's not.
Oh.
Owl bear.
Take candle.
It's an
So
owl bear.
so it is in
Oh,
your
God.
campaigns, just not in this particular campaign of yours. It's probably going to be a goblin.
No, it's an owl
Up.
bear. I'm telling you.
Bugbear.
Maybe even a rat. Oh, a dire rat?
A warg.
Definitely an owl bear.
So
Chameleon.
the goblin riding a kobold.
So suddenly, leaping out of the dark, you see these 3-4 foot long lizards with massive teeth.
Lizard.
And I will make them big so you can actually see what they look like here for a second. They got these green glowy eyes that are flickering off from the firelight of your fire, and massive jaws on them. And that doesn't seem to even be the worst of it, because just behind them in the darkness, you can see what looks like hundreds of little tiny ones that are like formed into these balls of massive, these ones are probably only maybe 8 to 10 inches tall. Just they look like babies of the other ones, and they're just formed into these little huddled masses, and they take up about 8 to 10 foot area, and they're just kind of hopping around and just. So, if you would like to roll initiative,
So you're saying there's like a swarm of lizards?
you could say that.
Lizard. I want to say that Is initiative 1d20 plus dex? Or
Yes.
how's it go? Okay.
Do you want everyone to roll initiative?
Yes.
No,
So
like-
everybody, go ahead and roll initiative. Those people that are sleeping are basically not going to be able to act in the first turn, though.
Hey, ooh,
Do I wake up?
Hero with a natural 20.
Let me roll some initiatives here.
Shout to Libero. And we have another nat 20. That's a good start.
What? You guys are
That's what
done
I'm talking
broke this game already. That's just crazy.
If you,
Hey, I told you
shiver
if
the
you
balls.
didn't give me that 25,000, I was going to show people how to. See, there's a 19.
You can't
Oh, I
sneak
got
up
this
on
down.
a half-elf criminal.
Also,
can.
remember you can use Control
Sure,
U
you-
to add tokens if you're not already doing that.
Control U.
Yes, Control U.
Want that
You
other
guys
alternate
should
token.
So
be
click the
added.
token and then Control U.
saying.
Yeah, sorry, I rolled mine from the character sheet, so it auto adds as well.
All right, I added Zero. I'll add Grim. I'll add Lilana and Piro. Piro, you're already in there, right? Okay.
No, I am not.
Yeah, I see you right at the top. Yes.
No, he's
No.
not.
You were already in there though for some reason. Let me add you again.
That's weird.
Yep. You when I brought up the initiative sheet, you were already in there.
We're
So
Still missing Bendar.
let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bendar. Okay. There you go.
I'm not sure. I watched a video, but I think if you just like shift click each player and then right click and add to turn, it'll add everyone.
What did Chris roll? I think I might have overwritten his by accident.
I rolled 19 plus 3, which is 22.
Okay. It's yours. Yeah, I clicked it now. There you go.
Jeez, we have 2 19s and 2 20s.
How'd you guys do that?
And then we have like a 8 and a 9. What's up with
Probably
that?
cheating.
They got those hacked results there.
Those loaded dice.
I read a scary story and I was too scared to sleep.
Oh, wait a minute. Why are these not adding?
What do you mean you're not adding?
My numbers that I just rolled are not being
15
added.
plus 2 is 17.
I know, and I added to the initiative
Oh,
tracker.
see, if somebody else, if there are 2 people trying to access the initiative
Yeah.
tracker at once, it just messes up for
Uh,
one person. It completely doesn't work.
Okay, because
Still
now I
wanted
got to
to-
go back and let me read.
Yeah.
So 21, 5, 11, 17.
Yes. I don't
Alright,
think we want
just-
the swarms to have high initiatives, so the second swarm should have had 5.
All right, so let's go descending order here. All right, Zero, you are meditating in your tent. And you haven't actually heard anything yet other than, well, give me a perception check, and I'll let you know. Based on your perception check, we will see. What did you roll for initiative? You rolled a nat 20?
You got a
Yes.
nat 20.
All right, I'll tell you what. Because you rolled a nat 20, I'll just assume that you hear just, you hear this little, just hundreds of little tiny feet pottering on the ground all of a sudden, and it kind of disturbs you from your, whoever's doing that with the line, stop.
Sorry, that's Chris's longbow. I'm gonna try to see how far I can shoot from.
Oh, okay. So you hear these patterings of little feet on the ground, and you kind of hear the mule kind of. Hey, that was a great sound effect.
It was a great sound effect. Good job.
That
Yeah.
sounded just like a mule in distress.
Mule having a heart attack, maybe.
Good use
All
of heart
right.
attack? Holy crap.
Zero, you get. Oh, we don't have the mule in the initiative tracker.
Ooh, it's gonna kick something.
Yep.
Or like
I
run
will. I'm
away.
just going to give it a roll of. Dun 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 dun. 18. All right. Just remind me after Grim, right before you, we'll have the mule act. Okay. I'm not going to re-sort it. Actually, I can resort it because it's not gonna do anything at this point. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry, Zero, you're up.
Alright, yeah, well, Zero hears some chittering and some movement. So he opens his eyes, stands up, and asks Bindar what's going on. we'll take a couple steps forward and try to see what's happening.
All right. So basically, once you get in the firelight, you see 3 larger creatures and just several masses of many hundreds of little guys swarming in from behind over there in the bushes.
And they're moving towards us?
They're definitely moving towards you. All 3 of the big ones have leaped up on that log and are just like.
Well, then I will. Would I have any idea what these are?
Give me a knowledge or, well, let's see.
History or nature?
It's going to be history. It's not going to be nature. It's going to be history.
A 3.
You have heard nothing about these things whatsoever, although you probably had read them if you read over the DM's helper file. All the information was in there. Yeah.
When I see some aggressive creatures, I'll also, as I notice them, I'm going to shout that everyone needs to wake up.
All right.
Everyone wake up, there are creatures approaching our donkey.
Not the donkey.
Not the donkey.
I mean, I don't want to
Okay.
carry all that crap.
Puro, where are you?
Over in the back. Well, I
Yeah.
heard that, so
Yeah.
I mean, I already heard some skittering. It was kind of scary, but now that he yelled, it reassured me. So I'm gonna spring up into action. Just gonna move like right here. Are they? Is this one obscured from my vision by like any logs?
No, they're far enough back from the logs that you can see them. Yeah,
Alright, well,
you
since,
shouldn't have.
That's a swarm, right?
That is a swarm.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Your Eldritch Blast just kind of hits the ground. Oh, you already rolled it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And just a bunch of the little creatures just kind of leap out of the way, and so you miss.
Alright, then I'll just move up a little more. Right here.
All right. So getting up is half your movement. Just remember that.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll be here then.
Okay. Mr. Chris, you are up. You see what has happened, and you are. I'm assuming you already have your weapon in hand, since you were already up, ready to go.
Yep. Well, I see Piro misses Firebolt, and I see the lizards quite clearly. So I'm going to run backwards back over here, about 30 feet. It's my max.
We're on the way.
30. And I'm going to yell, running is a defensive strategy.
Well, keep in mind, any square that has anything in it other than a clear terrain costs double your movement. So, for example, you could move into that space, and it would just cost you 5. If you move into this space, it's going to cost you 10 spaces of movement. So, if you're going to try to run through the tents and stuff, there you go. There you go.
I'll put myself right next to Piro over here.
Hey there.
What's up, bro?
Kind of smell. Anyway.
All right, and so you did your move.
And I can't really ready my bow just yet since I have a long bow. It won't. It's too. They're too close for my long bow to hit. So.
Yeah. No. That's what you're reading is how far you can shoot normally and how far you shoot with disadvantage.
Oh, so 150 is not my range?
You can hit
150 is your
anything
range
up
without
to
disadvantage.
150.
Oh, then
Yeah.
what's the 600 for?
That's how far.
I can shoot total.
If you shoot at somebody, say 200 feet away, you're at disadvantage. If you shoot at somebody that's 100 feet away, you just have a normal attack.
And you
Alright,
can't shoot
well.
over 600.
So, you could shoot them from right where you were at back here. I
You can
mean,
be 10 feet away and shoot 'em.
you just can't be adjacent to them. If you're adjacent to them, they're going to run into issues.
Gotcha.
Is there still a tax opportunity on casting in close quarters and stuff too?
No.
No.
But
Just
there's
you.
for range?
Only if you move away from them.
There's
Yes.
no attack of opportunity for ranged either. You're just at disadvantage.
Oh.
If you
Might
do
have
it
just
next to them.
The other thing to keep in mind, Chris, is I'm just going to move your figure here. You have to worry about things being in the way. So if you were to shoot through Bendar to shoot them, they would get concealment, possibly
Cover bonus.
cover. Yeah, cover. There's light cover, medium, 3/4, and full cover. So it's either -2, -5.
2-5 or not a shot.
Yeah,
Possible.
2/5 or not a shot. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, in light of the new rule sets, I'm going to get
That's fine. No
a
problem.
shot off.
It helps us.
So-
It's helping us teach the people at home, so we're all good.
All right. Well, that's good to know. I'm going to go and shoot this one right over here. I'm going to go and make an arrow and shoot this guy.
Yes, sir.
This for
And I
knowledge
knock
of-
my bow, and I look down the arrow, and I see this guy clearly, and I'm going to go and then make my roll. Here we go.
Just for general knowledge of everyone, you can take your attack at any point along your movement as well, so you don't have to do it like before or after you move.
Ooh.
That's only a 10-sided dice. You might want to do a 20-sider.
That's a
I did
damage.
that already.
Or no,
Lucky
that's not
save.
damage.
Probably not going to hit too many creatures if you have to roll a 10-sider. That would be a good penalty.
Yeah.
So you rolled a 11, plus you're going to add your attack modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So let me look at your character sheet here real quick. You have got. Let me see what his stats are here.
3 there, so it'd be a 14.
He's
No,
got a
Dex, too.
he's got a 3 for Dex, and he's got a proficiency bonus of 2. So you're going to add 5 to any time you attack, Chris.
So you got 6.
Okay.
So you got a 16. The 16 hits. So now you're going to roll your damage, which is let me look at your 1d8 plus.
Nothing.
Yeah, 3 dexterity.
You get dexterity bonus on a longbow?
Yeah.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
you make a ranged attack with that, whatever stat you attack with is what you get as well the damage.
All right, so Chris does some pretty good damage there and puts one right into his forehead, and it just slumps over on the log, not able to act anymore. He's kind of just actually impaled it right into the log there. He's kind of still vibrating a little bit, but it doesn't look like he's going to be around much longer. Good shot, Chris.
Donkey.
Okay, so we have this swarm here. Huh. Wow. Unfortunately, they just go to the nearest creature and enter its square. So what I'm going to actually do is put the mule on top so I can actually layer... no, to front. There we go. Alright, so I can put this underneath them now. So they basically just move into his square and do an attack. Which is a hit. And you just see like swarms of them now just all over the donkey, just, you know, biting it and scratching it and and we'll see, he takes 5 damage. Wow.
Ouch.
The donkey, you see, kind of collapses with all these things on top of him. He's still, like, kicking and stuff, but he is actually up now. You see he's kind of rolling around in his stomach trying to get these things off of him, but he's kind of falling unconscious. And so, actually, I'm going to go ahead and he's going to roll a death saving throw here. All right. So you just see more of them just swarming over the donkey at this point.
Does it look like they're chomping at him or just biting one spot and sitting there?
Oh no, they're just biting and chewing them and just all over. I mean,
Okay.
Grim Blackfeather. You see the donkey go down. You seen Chris.
He's asleep. He just
Nope,
wakes up.
that's right. Grim, you just wake up. You didn't see anything.
And he's in his shirt. Because he was wearing chainmail and he had to take
Yeah,
that
I
off
don't-
to sleep.
I don't sleep in that. That's uncomfortable.
So what do you wish to do?
What do I have as far as actions this turn?
You have full actions,
Okay, well,
but remember you're currently laying prone on the ground without any weapons in your hand. So
yep, I got that. So,
Okay.
I'll spend 15 feet of my movement to stand up, and as I'm standing up, grab my halberd off the ground,
yes, sir.
and kind of stumbling out to survey what's going on, and intuitively kind of moving into a more defensive posture in front of his comrades. So I'll have him move, we'll say 5, 10, 15, kind of just looking for the kind of the choke point with the halberd out in front of him in his small clothes.
All right.
And that won my turn.
Beautiful. All right. Just one other thing, guys, is as somebody had mentioned, and I'm not 100% sure how familiar everyone is with Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I'm just going to give an example with Chris's character here. One of the things you can now do is take your attack action during a move. So, for example, Chris could say, okay, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15 feet, do his attack, and then move 5, 10, 15 feet to move back. So that's one of the options where you can actually now use cover to your advantage because you can move out, take a shot, and then duck in behind cover again. So just keep that in mind, okay?
Oh, question for you. On my turn, is it fair to say take an action to, like, take in the surroundings, or should I actually take an action?
If you want to take an action, you can. It's up to
Sure, I
you.
guess I'll go ahead.
Or
and
you
use
can. The other thing is you can ready an action. So you can say,
I don't want to get swarmed to death in my small clothes, so I will be using the dodge action for my turn.
okay. All right. So we do have the other swarm that is moving. So they jump up on the log now.
Wonderful.
Fortunately for you guys, they just couldn't make it over there this turn. But they are kind of headed towards Bendar and Zero. And now, this lizard kind of leaps off, and then comes forward and tries to take a bite out of Kriz. And he rolls a total of 11.
Which should not hit him.
Kriz?
Let's see here. Yeah, my armor class is 14.
Yep, so it's a miss. All right, you're kind of standing up on the log, and he's kind of on the ground, and you kind of just, he takes a bite at you, and you kind of leap up, and he just bites at air. All right.
Actually, before you go on, he just provoked an attack of opportunity, I do believe.
No.
I have a wonderful feat called Polearm Master,
Ooh.
and he is within 10 feet of me. And
Okay.
when somebody enters my reach, I can take an attack of opportunity. So I will go ahead and give that a roll real quick.
All right.
Nice.
Is that a reaction?
Nice.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a reaction. So does a 23 hit? I assume it does.
23 does hit.
Come on, Arn Jesus.
So that'll do 11 points of slashing damage.
All right. You actually kill it before he gets his attack off. So,
Nice.
So it goes to jump towards Kriz, and he just brings down the axe part of the halberd and just chops its head off.
there you go. All right. Liliana.
Liliana will spend half of her move action to stand up and go outside of her tent. She's in her shift, so she doesn't have armor, but she never wears armor regardless. So she'll get out of her tent, look around. There's 2 swarms of these chameleon lizard things. One that is apparently eating their donkey, and one that's only like 10, 15 feet from her. So she will throw out a finger and cast a ray of frost at the closer one.
Okay.
Nice.
That is without a doubt a hit. And they have taken 5 damage. Well done. You can see that, actually, oops, you know what? You guys can't see the health bar at this point. Anytime you guys can't see the health bar, let me know.
Okay.
Actually, hang on, let me move. You should be able to see the health bar. Why is there not a health bar?
Did you
It's
put
fine.
a total? You have to have a
Yeah, I got a total.
current and a total.
You can just tell
Maybe
us
it,
how
actually,
since there's a swarm, you could say like, oh, half of them are dead.
there we
There you
go.
go.
All right. Sorry. There we go. Yep. You notice that your ray of frost actually does quite a bit of damage because it basically infests like the whole area, so they all are taking, part of the damage, as opposed to like shooting an arrow where only you're picking out 1 or 2 of them. So definitely you can tell that these things are probably resistance to slashing and bludgeoning and probably piercing weapons as well.
All right. And since the swarm is not nearly as effective, Liliana is going to take 15 feet step and stand over by Pyro.
Hey there, everyone's standing by me.
Yes,
Everybody likes Pyro.
you're a pretty cool guy, Pyro.
Alright, Bendar, back to you.
Bendar is going to just kind of take a few swings at this here swarm with his rapiers.
Ooh, that does not sound efficient.
No, it doesn't. But he doesn't have much of a choice at this point. So,
Here goes shish
17
kebab.
and a 10.
Alright, the first one is hit.
So, 9 damage.
Alright, you notice that. Oops. -5. You did 9 damage? Sorry,
Yes.
-4. Again, just because you're stabbing just a few of them, you impale like 5 or 6 of them. But when there's a swarm of, I would say 60 to 80 still left, you're 5 or 6 at a time. It could take 5 or 6 rounds to actually do much damage with the rapier.
And then could you
Good
quickly
news
explain
is-
the, or wait, no. Does my second attack take up a bonus action, or do I still have one of those?
Your
Bonus
your
action.
second attack takes up a bonus action.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The good news though is that when you're done, you can just hold your sword over the fire and you have dinner. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
you still have your movement though, so you could either provoke by moving away from it, or you could move around it without provoking if you want to switch positions.
Do you ever get any kind of advantage with a teammate around an enemy of any kind?
No.
Or if you're on the other side, there's nothing like that?
Not particularly. They have to take an action to help you.
Okay.
Yeah, not unless you're a rogue.
But if you didn't want to be like trapped in between this swarm and the next swarm or something, you could maneuver around it.
I'll probably just go
When they
step
merge
next
together.
to my buddy Zero.
Although I'm not sure swarms can make attacks of opportunity. You may be fine walking away from it. I'm not sure.
They probably jump on.
I don't know.
Yes, it's one of the unknowns. That's why D&D is so much fun, because we don't know the answer.
Well,
And even if you think you know the answer, the DM can come up with rules to break everything. So
Exactly.
just play what you want to do and do what you want to do, and whatever happens happens. And as I mentioned earlier, if you didn't think something was done right, we can talk about it out of game, and maybe we change things, we change a rule or whatever. But so we have a dead Zendaro. He will not do anything.
dead what?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what they're called.
You guys should see names, yes?
No.
No.
No, we don't know what they're called yet.
Oh.
Specific use.
That's fine. Don't let us know what they're called if we find a new
Ah.
creature.
Don't worry, I didn't hear you say Zendaro.
Ah, you don't know what these things are called.
But
You
they're
guys can't
totally
actually see
not
the.
Zendaro things.
It's fine.
I got on show nameplate. That's why I thought you guys could see the nameplate of them.
No, we don't see.
Oh, okay.
By the way, the HP bar never came up on the other swarm, just the one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you played with that one or not.
Yeah, I haven't adjusted the other one. I think it was because he didn't have a. There, that should fix the problem now.
Yep.
Oh, and I didn't take off the hit points for the donkey there, did I?
Well,
There
it's
we go.
making death
Okay.
saving throws, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All right, so the other lizardy creature here on the log. Let's see, what's he gonna do? So he is going to go 5, 10, 15. 10 movement to go there is 25. 35 to go there.
Are you
And
counting the every other diagonal, or?
no, I'm counting the rough terrain for the log. So he's just you see him dashing across the and then just runs along the log, kind of weaves in between the little branches and kind of sneaks up around from behind there on Bendar. All right, Zero, your turn.
All right. Well, as I see that one run behind Bindar, I yell to Bindar, "Watch behind you! Move forward and draw my short sword."
You get hit.
That will.
As soon as you move, you get a bite on your leg, and he tries to bite you, but I think he misses.
He misses.
Watch behind you. Ah, behind me.
And sweep my short sword through the fire, into the swarm, and
Ooh,
yeah, that.
that's pretty smart.
All right, so you are specifically tell me again exactly what you're doing with your sword and the fire.
Sure.
Are you just like swinging your sword through the fire, the flames, and then into the creatures, or?
Sort of running it at an upward strike, dragging it through any kind of ashes that would be right there.
I think, like the
Shh,
tinder.
shh, shh! Don't let him do it. Go ahead.
Just to swipe some ashes also towards the creatures as I'm trying to cut through them.
Okay. I will.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to roll twice.
That's okay. No problem. I will. So what was your final total there?
That's a 15.
All right. That is a hit. Go ahead and give me damage.
That's 5 piercing damage.
All right. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
To see how well you're able to perform this maneuver. Oh, natural crit.
Nice.
All right, so as you're swinging your sword up through the flames, you go, oh, you know what would even be better is if I just take one of these logs and knock it with my sword into them. And so you kind of swing through the fire, hit the log, and it kind of rolls across, and just ends up killing the whole group between your log on fire and your sword there. Good job.
All right. I'll move back beside Bindar. And take the bonus action to swiftly kick this thing standing next to him as well.
Okay.
That's a 15 to hit that as well.
15 is a hit.
For 4 damage.
All right. And you get a really nice shot on it, but it's still alive, still squirming. All right, Piro.
Alright, I'll move like here and here. I'm gonna try and figure out if I've ever read something about these creatures. do like a history check again.
Okay.
I already forgot what they're called.
Uh,
And so did you.
Yes, I remember. They're called red lizards of death. That's what they're called.
Alright.
Yes, that's what they must be called. Red lizards of death.
I think they're pretty deadly. And which way is the donkey lying?
He's laying on his side right now.
Like, which way is his underbelly facing?
Um, let's see. If they came from this side, they would jump on him. His legs would be pointing out towards the right.
So, like, towards us.
So let me draw a shape for you.
Yes.
So here is his.
Okay, okay.
That's kind of his feet would be sticking out that way.
Well,
Excuse my awesome drawing.
it complicates things a little bit. But I'll try anyway. So,
Because the weight of them kind of coming forward would knock him over towards you guys. See what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like, if I were to use an Eldritch Blast and, like, hit the ground with the shockwaves still, like, go out and try to, like, kind of knock them off without hurting the donkey?
No.
So, no? Okay.
They're completely infested around in the, yeah. I mean, you have a chance
Sorry,
of
donkey.
still, yeah, you have a
Is
chance
the
of.
donkey pretty bad looking?
He's unconscious laying on the ground.
Sorry, donkey. Eldritch Blast.
Right, you made it. Nice. So you basically just whoosh, the whole bunch of them right off the top. And I think they take full damage from that.
Yeah, it's force damage, so...
Yep. So, yep, they took about 30 of them just disintegrate into ash, and the other 20 of them go flying off. So, I mean, there's still a good 30 to 40 that are chomping on them and just tearing them apart and stuff. Do you wish to do anything else?
I'm gonna kind of stare right into this red lizard of death, almost taunting it to hit me. And that's it.
Just a thing for the viewers, plus for you. 5 HP was enough to knock the donkey out right when it got attacked.
It was.
So if something is unconscious and takes their total HP in a single hit, that's instant death.
Shh, shh.
Yeah, but your character doesn't know this.
Nope, this is purely for the audience and the GM.
Yep, that's absolutely true. Chris, you got a couple dead ones right in front of you there. And, yep, that's what you see.
Alright, well, Chris notices all the commotion going on to the right, and he sees his best idea would be to try and get those little buggers off of the donkey. So he's gonna run over to this little campfire right over here, and he's gonna pick up one of the logs. It's kind of resting on the side of the fire, and he's gonna throw the log over towards the donkey.
And all the supplies go up in flames.
I assume we don't leave the donkey sleeping with a pack saddle on it. That would be kind of inhumane.
Yeah, I think probably you guys would just put the supplies over here, maybe a little bit over, like one pack there, one pack there. So you don't have to worry about the supplies at this point. All right, Chris. First of all, as you reach into the fire to grab this log, give me a dexterity check because we're gonna find out.
Well, if it's burning, it should be Constitution. You might have something else, Mud.
It's like how quick he is with his hands.
1d20 plus my dexterity modifier.
Yes, plus what is your proficiency?
So is this the dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
What is considered?
You are a ranger. Yeah, you should have dex as one of your, yeah. So normally you have 3 as your ability modifier, but any dexterity saving throws you need to make,
Need
you're
+5?
proficient in. Yes, so you get a +5. Yep, exactly.
Is the other ranger one strength or wisdom?
It's strength.
Strength.
Ah.
So 11. So you're able to, because you're so quick, fortunately for you, you're able to reach in real quick and grab a nice chunk of log without burning your hands or anything. But you know that if you'd have been a little bit slower, that hand would have been a little scorched. It would have had a little scorched earth policy on your hand there. So you got this log in your hand, and now you're just gonna just whirl it over on top of the donkey there.
Well, actually, if you remember, I do. Do I have my little horn of ale with me still?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to toss it in with the fire.
Sick.
You're gonna
person.
toss it in with
Like,
the fire.
Like when I throw the log, I'm gonna throw the ale with it, so it's gonna like hit the fire and hopefully cause
Has
a
enough alcohol.
Yeah, it has enough alcohol. I'm trying to firebomb the thing. The Molotov cocktail.
All right. So which are you throwing first?
I'm going to throw the log first. See
Okay.
if it does.
So first things first. Let's see how you throw the log.
Alright. So let's see. Roll. Let me
Is
do
this
1d20 again.
Just normal proficiency dex attack. So +5. Yeah.
His proficiency
So-
with logs.
He does. Yeah. So your flaming log lands over here.
By the way, you added too much modifier. Even if you're proficient, thrown weapons are normally strength, unless it's a finesse thrown.
Yeah.
So you didn't quite hit your target with the log anyways. So but that's a very good try. Something unique, something different. So Chris, you've inspired the DM, so I'm inspiring you back.
Alright.
Next, we have a swarm. They don't even need to do an attack. They basically just do damage.
They got automatic
Four.
crit, actually. On
Plus.
the unconscious thing.
Yeah, when you're unconscious and you take damage, it's an automatic critical, and the critical counts as 2 death saving throws. So yeah, you just basically see the rest of the donkey just kind of explode open with guts and everything, and
No donkey.
could have been one of you though. So yep, donkey's not there. Grim, you are up.
Okay. So kind of just like in his boxer shorts, basically, still with this halberd. He comes moving across, and he will go. Let's see here: 5, 10, 15, 20, and he'll end up moving here 30. And kind of as he's
Move
moving
it here.
across, he'll take a swing with his halberd at the this wonderful giant lizard thing that's still threatening his buddies over here.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna move over just to here for now and see if I continue that movement or not. Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and take that halberd. For 9 slashing damage.
All right. So you slash what looks like his tail off, but then you realize in the darkness of the shadows that he just basically got slashed in half, and he is not moving anymore.
So it looks like he's maybe about to like spin around and whack it with the back of the polearm, but kind of comes up short and brings the front of the polearm back to face the swarm, and stops there. And that'll go ahead and end my turn.
All right. That's nothing. Liliana.
Seeing that these gentlemen have mostly taken care of anything, she's going to move 20 feet and do another ray of frost at the swarm on the donkey.
Okay. $14 is a hit. 6 cold damage. All right. Very good. A whole bunch of them just freeze solid there. There's probably only about 20, 25 of them little buggers running around now. So, Bendar.
Bendar is going to saunter up, twirling his rapiers in his hands, avoiding the fire log. And he's going to see how many of them he can shank. Ooh.
Nice. He shanked a whole bunch of them. So that's going to be a total of 4, 2, 6 damage. Yep.
7.
Does it, when you round damage for something like this, how does it?
It's going to round down. So you're going to get 4 and 2. Yeah, so you're only going to get 6.
Oh.
It's not going to matter in this case because you've basically skewed enough of them, and you see a few of them running off into the darkness, but they've lost their, they've kind of just, there's not enough left. They all got, the few that are left kind of saunter off. Some of them are limping away, and some of them are frozen, and just not moving anymore. So, I believe that is everything. You guys have completed your first encounter. So, what do you wish to do?
I'm gonna, now that we're not in the heat of battle, I'm gonna examine this one and look through my book of lore and see if I can find anything about them.
Yeah, Liliana is also going to inspect
Back
one
out,
of
this
them.
one's mine.
Well, she'll go to one of her perfectly preserved ice
Oh my-
sculptures.
What are these
And,
rolls?
yeah.
We are
None of us
just-
know what these things are.
You all look at them, you study them, you think, and you just never heard anything. You're gonna have to obviously get some information from one of the locals and see if.
Oh, God.
I announced that these are probably just some mutated lizards.
Okay.
While
Nothing
everybody
special.
else is kind of prodding corpses, Grim goes to put some pants on.
Yes, please do, please do.
Hero kind of saunters off back to his tent, already still groggy from waking up.
All right, folks at home, that has been our first episode here of 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, a long-running campaign here in Faerun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it at home. Be sure to stop back in for episode 2 to come shortly. Thanks for watching.